Issue 246. We start out just after Shard attacked a robot that was attacking Sonic, and cheerfully talked like Sonic would, making it obvious to everyone with a brain that he has a human-like personality and morality now. Thanks, Shard! I'm sure Sonic would be so grateful for your help like the hero that he's supposed to be. Sonic sees the power core and realizes who Shard is, and the ungrateful assholes all proceed to attack Shard in a huge out-of-character moment, even though he just saved them. They even ignore the fact that he saved them from a volcano, which is a direct contradiction with how Sonic and Tails behaved after he saved them, when they were all proud of him for doing that and stuff. Carl Bollers wrote a story better than Flynn. Because wasn't it Bollers who wrote that volcano story? Or was it Mike Gallagher? Either way, an old writer wrote better. If this isn't an out-of-character moment for drama's sake, nothing is. Fortunately, Shard convinces Sonic to let him help because he can't fight the robot and Sonic at the same time, and they happily decide to run around and drag the robot around the island with them. Fortunately, Amy and Tails are able to get broken free from the vines instead of being dragged with them for some reason. Amy says that it looks like the Krudzoos magically developed immunity to water somehow, and she assumes that it evolved it out of nowhere, which is rather convenient for it. Tails, figuring out that the Devil Dogs are smart enough to understand him, says that their best option is to help him because Thrash isn't coming back anytime soon. Over the Tasmanian ruins down under, Knuckles fights with Thrash and briefly sees what looks like a male one of Thrash's kind having given birth to a whole bunch of Devil Dogs, something like that. His existence makes Thrash not the last of his kind. They go into another warp ring, and back with Sonic, Sonic appreciates how Shard got melted by lava and lived. Shard jokes around that Sonic's cheated death too. Shard says that he can't tell why and how he's here because he's got too many others relying on him keeping those secrets. Sonic doesn't want to trust the one metal Sonic that turned good and saved him and Tails. And Shard says, "You can trust Uncle Chuck, right?" That's what I thought. He's gonna be mad I name dropped him. I don't think he likes me anyway. Shard says that he's under orders from his boss to make sure that Team Fighters is safe and on track to rescue Sally. Sonic says that he's sure Amy and Tails can come up with a plan for the robot, and they see Amy in position with her hammer. The two hedgehogs stop in their tracks, and Amy hits the robot with her hammer. Then Tails sends the Devil Dogs after a metal robot that Devil Dog teeth shouldn't be able to bite through. They can bite through the vines though, leaving the robot as just ahead. Thrash warps to White Acropolis Peaks and fights Knuckles, and when an avalanche happens, they warp again, this time to Shrine Isle. Fortunately, Knuckles is able to grab the shrinking warp ring just in time. But when he walks into it to warp, instead of seeing Thrash, he sees the Chaotix with Mighty and Ray in the same position that he was in before because of the Penders lawsuit. SBO talks about Knuckles having an empty warp ring. How can a warp ring be empty? How did Thrash do this? Why couldn't he have just killed Thrash like he did with the Hunter with no guilt or hesitation and took his warp ring? Or at least done so by accident. Knuckles gets so furious from all the questions about what happened recently that he slams the ground, and the heroes finish off Krudzu until Sonic can trap it in a tiny little bottle. Tails says to the Devil Dogs that they can't follow him because there's no room on the plane. Amy sadly reminisces about how things were so much less overly depressing the last time they were in Albion, and she breaks down crying, hugging Sonic, who fortunately hugs back. Shard says he can help with the tornado, and says that Nicole wants him to install a way to monitor them anyways. Tails is suspicious of him again, even though he saved him twice at this point, and Shard apologizes for the volcano thing. We cut to him flying away from the flying Tornado 2 and saying to his base that he's got the tracker set on the Tornado 2. Why did he hesitate about saying the mission was complete when it clearly was? He says that the heroes are going to be headed for the northern tundra, and Silver says in a panic that this means he's almost out of time. This issue was by Ian Flynn, and in it, the heroes defeat the Krudzu robot with Shard's help, while Knuckles fights Thrash for a while and somehow ends up with an empty, non-functional warp ring as a result. Somehow! That's contrived if I ever saw it. I don't blame Knuckles for being mad at Thrash getting away so easily and stuff. I'd be just as pissed as him, especially since this will never get resolved. Like, it could have not gone empty, and Knuckles could have had a story arc where he warped around trying to look for Thrash. Like, we could have gotten the multiverse developed more. I know that Shard used to be evil, but Sonic should be used to robots trying to kill him by now. He should be all the more grateful that one changed their mind and sacrificed himself to save him. Instead, Sonic and Tails act like assholes to someone who is very clearly changed, all for the sake of forced drama. Compare this to how they acted when he saved them from the volcano in the first place, which was much better. At least all Shard has to do is say Uncle Chuck is working with him and that he's sorry. This lets him put a tracking device in Tornado 2, like was his mission all along. Still, I feel really sorry for Shard. Next up, Sonic Universe 45.